Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If there's one thing we know in the NFL, it's that the landscape is always shifting. And right now, there's a lot of talk swirling around the Kansas City Chiefs and their star defensive tackle, Chris Jones. Rumors are swirling that the Chiefs, sitting comfortably at 9-4, might be considering a bold move that could shake up the entire NFC West, potentially trading away one of their key disruptors, Chris Jones, in exchange for draft picks and a veteran offensive tackle. And if this happens, it could be a game-changer for the Seahawks, who are right in the thick of the playoff hunt, fighting to climb higher in the NFC standings. So what's fueling this speculation? Well, the Chiefs are facing some interesting challenges on the inside of their defensive line. Despite their impressive record, their interior run defense is allowing about 120 yards per game this year, a number that's pretty concerning for a team with Super Bowl ambitions. The stats show that their interior defensive line isn't quite holding up against the run, which could be a major issue in the playoffs. Add to that the fact that Chris Jones, a titan of disruption, is currently in the final year of his contract, and the Chiefs might be motivated to cash in now, especially with their cap situation. They have about $12 million in cap space, and trading Jones could free up around $26 million in cap space, which would give them more flexibility to pursue extensions for other key players or to upgrade their roster. At 31 years old, Chris Jones has been a dominant force on the interior of that Chiefs defensive line, one of the league's best. In 2025, he's putting up solid numbers with 5 sacks, 38 solo tackles, and 82 pressures, boasting an overall PFF grade of around 98, which ranks him among the top defensive tackles in the league. His pass rush grade is even more impressive, sitting at 92. 6, making him a true game wrecker when he's firing on all cylinders. He's also been a consistent presence in the run game, with a run defense grade of 82. 4, and has accumulated over 90 career sacks, along with more than 500 tackles. His EPA per sack is 31, and he wins about 24% of his one-on-one matchups, statistics that speak volumes about his disruptive ability. But what makes Jones so appealing is his blend of size, power, and explosiveness. Standing 66 and weighing around 310 pounds, he's often compared to some of the league's best, including Aaron Donald, especially given his ability to generate pressure and collapse the pocket. Over the last few seasons, he's averaged about 32 QB hits and 42 stops per year, with a WAR of nearly 2.0, which is outstanding for a defensive tackle. In Week 11, he recorded 2 sacks against the Denver Broncos, showcasing his ability to change games even late in the season. Now, why would the Chiefs consider such a move? Well, aside from cap flexibility, they're also dealing with a bit of a rebuild on the defensive line. Young players like Harmon have dealt with multiple concussions, and their overall ranking in DVOA is only 16th. Certainly not what you'd expect from a team that's been to 3 straight AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl. The Chiefs are aware that their window isn't forever, and with the aging of key players like Jones, who is earning around $29 million this year, they might be looking to get younger, more flexible, and perhaps even more explosive on defense. And this potential trade isn't just about Kansas City. It's about what it could do for the Seahawks. Right now, Seattle's defense has been a pleasant surprise this season, especially their interior line. They've moved up to around the 13th spot in the league's interior defensive tackle rankings with a PFF grade of 74.0, and their run defense has improved significantly, allowing fewer yards per game, roughly 25 yards less than before. Their sacks are up by 16, and their run-stopping ability has surged, making their defense a much tougher nut to crack. Adding a player of Jones's caliber would not only bolster the pass rush, but also turn their interior defensive line into a true fortress, especially when paired with Leonard Williams, who has already contributed 8 sacks this year. Imagine a Seahawks interior line that includes Jones disrupting plays in the trenches. That's a game changer. The numbers tell the story. Jones's pass rush grade of 92, 6 and his pressure rate of plus 25% in the playoffs highlight how much of an X-factor he could become postseason time. His presence would elevate the entire defensive unit, making life even harder for opponents trying to run or pass against Seattle. Their projected improvement. Well, some analysts suggest a potential increase of about 20% in EPA per play on defense, which would make them one of the top defenses in the league. And with the Seahawks already showing offensive firepower led by Geno Smith and a resilient running game, a fortified defense could push them even closer to their Super Bowl aspirations. Looking ahead to Super Bowl LXI, the odds are shifting in favor of a Seahawks team that might have added that missing piece, an interior disruptor like Jones. Currently, the betting odds are around plus 800, but with the potential addition of Jones and his elite grades, some experts are seeing odds move closer to plus 450. That's a big boost for a team with a balanced defense and a defense on the rise. The playoffs will be where this all unfolds, and if Seattle can pull off this trade, it could be the move that propels them into the Super Bowl conversation, leaving their rivals scrambling to keep up. Of course, the decision isn't just about the numbers or the cap space. It's about the legacy. Chris Jones is a proven difference maker, and bringing him into the Seahawks trenches would send a clear message to the league. It's about building a defense that's not just good, but elite, one that can dominate in the playoffs and beyond. The Seahawks have done well this season, but adding a player like Jones would take them to that next level, making their defense a true fortress and giving their offense even more room to operate. In the grand scheme, this potential trade could be the start of something much bigger for Seattle. A defense anchored by Jones, Leonard Williams, and the rest of the crew could be the foundation of a long-term dynasty. It's reminiscent of the kind of moves the best teams make, building around a core of star talent, creating a culture of relentless pressure, and aiming for that ultimate goal, a Super Bowl victory. The Chiefs might be pondering whether to cash in now or hold on, but for Seahawks fans, it's exciting to think about how such a move could reshape the NFC West and the entire NFC landscape. So as we watch this story unfold, remember that the NFL is always unpredictable. But one thing is for sure. If Seattle manages to snag Chris Jones, it sends a powerful message that they're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. The trenches are where games are won or lost, and with Jones in the mix, the Seahawks, front seven would become one of the most feared in the league. This could be the move that pushes Seattle into Super Bowl contention, making next season even more exciting for Seahawks fans who dream of raising another Lombardi trophy. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Seahawks should aim for a trade like this? Would adding Chris Jones make them unstoppable? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see what moves are coming next. Keep the passion alive, Seahawks fans, because the best is yet to come.